What's up, everybody? Hopefully, you're enjoying your week. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully, you got to enjoy Survivor Series, War Games, Raw, NXT. You're looking forward to AEW possibly, even though if you go on their own website, they won't even show you what the fuck's going to happen tonight. Because heaven forbid they could, be functioning. But there's a bunch of stuff that's happened this week, and I figured it's been a while, minus shows for premium live events since I did anything, that we could, quickly catch up. Everyone, again, chime in comments. It's going on Anchor. You can go on Anchor and leave me voice messages. Like, you can let me know exactly what you think about all of it because there is a lot to talk about. It's just actually getting to it and talking about it. So we're going to start off with Raw, and I have to say, starting off with Becky and like I said in the Fallout show for Survivor Series, looks like it's going to be Becky and Bailey going forward, and then to have her handle Damage Control 3-on-1 was a great way to start everything. I really thoroughly enjoyed that, and I thought they did it well, especially with the way they treated Io, because apparently we saw Rhea carry her out. I didn't pay any attention to it until I believe Monday or so, and I saw her neck was actually dinged up and hurt, and she was in a neck brace that whole time. So they did a really smart to still have her involved in it without bashing her around. And the fact that even though she was in a brace, that she was in the segment and getting physical, I think is a really good sign for everything. But we desperately needed change. No one can deny that we desperately needed to change Bailey and Bianca, just because literally since the last day in July or right there, SummerSlam, when Bailey and Damage Control came out, like it's been them the whole time, to include Alexa and Asuka for most of it. And I think they really need to move on, and this is the best way to fully move on from it and let Becky build back up the man. Again, she should have came back as the man instead of switching to big time Bex, because when it came, it saw it flamed out, and she came back as the man because it was the way to go. But it's a good way to do it, and it separates them finally, because literally that's been I haven't seen a lot of people complain, but it had to be one of the biggest things that was killing it, just with sheer repeated, never ending, same thing over and over again. So that was a good thing to see happen, and I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with it going forward. And Io, to see what her neck is, what shape it's really in. But again, I'm sure they got it looked at, and her being involved in the segment is a good sign. Just how long is it gonna go? And shout out to Dakota Kai. For her to work entire War Games match to a live event, to Raw, 3 consecutive nights, and keep going. Shout out to her, because we know her passion and her love. And also she, we got her match against Candice LeRae, and we got to see, and now Nikki was, peeking around a corner looking at Candice before. So it looks like they're going to be going at it going forward, which I'm okay with. Get everyone going on their own things, be done with these big matches, even though I enjoyed it and it was a good way to get her new character out, to get her old character back and go out there. So that was done well. I liked the Loomis stuff. Coming back from commercial and the C clamp and stupid stuff like that, didn't help, but we got to see what Loomis could do. He got the win. Gargano got him some in there too, so I'm sure Miz and Gargano aren't done, which I think will put on a great match. So who really cares? It'll be a good match, regardless of how you feel about either. You have to be able to say they can put on entertaining matches and wrestle. So that's exciting, and to see where Loomis is going to go. Hopefully, him and Miz are just done. He's just going forward. Do they bring Indy up and put the way back together or something? Minus Theory. I don't know how that works out, as they've switched so much, between Gargano and Theory. They went from in each other's face to nothing. But I'm excited that at least that's over, and it should be Gargano and Miz. So hopefully they do something good with Loomis as well, because the guy can wrestle, regardless of what you feel. He could wrestle, and he barely shows any emotion most of the time, which to be able to do that says enough in this business. As Seth and Theory, again, great. Thought that was really good going. Be good going forward. And Serious Theory is what we needed. Everyone bitched that they had him lose, the cash in the United States Championship, and they buried him. And now look at him. Just a few short weeks, they turned it all around. I was right on that one. So let me know what you think about that. I think that's going to be really, really glorious. For a while now. I mean, Seth's on fire, and when you're letting Theory off the leash and letting him be what he can be, nothing could stop them from tearing the house down. Like that is a great, great combination right there. So looking forward to see the future stuff. Again, Dan was talking about an Iron Man match between them. Like I think they could very easily go 60 minutes and make it fantastic. They can go as long as you need them to. It's just, will we get to that point? How does it, work? But they have a lot of time to build it, which is the big thing that people normally didn't, because there's some times where we had 2 shows in a matter of like 3 weeks. So we're a while out, which I think is a fantastic thing. Gives them a lot of time to build with that. Rhea and Bianca, hopefully it comes soon. And looks like Alexa's going to be turning sooner than later. And I'm really excited to see what she's going to do with that, just because it's been so long since been a heel. I think I'd like to see how she's evolved to enhance her heel work. With it whenever it happens. When's it going to happen? I don't know, but they keep showing you her being separate from everybody. The Bray Wyatt stuff on the screen. Like it's going to happen. I just want to know how they're going to do it, how they're going to fix it. I was good to see the Street Profits back. Tez looked amazing. Him slamming Otis said enough. That was just amazing. Dawkins was in better shape, and them going through the crowd. That was something that we haven't seen in a while, and that was outstanding. And again, the stuff with Kevin Owens and the Bloodline, him getting the win. It looks like it's going to be KO and Roman going forward for championships. It'd be great to see KO get it, but we all know he's not going to. They're not going to pull the trigger, but that'd be really, really cool too if they did. I guess we'll find out more next time we see Roman. Ruptured eardrum. Might keep him away for a little bit. Still curious as to why Solo doesn't stick that one in the air, but Sammy got him to break during a live event, so at least he did that. But they have a lot of good stuff going forward. Everyone complains saying that Vince should be back in charge because it sucks. Like it's been 4 months, guys. Give them a little bit of time, because a lot of things have gotten better. Commercials have gone down. Match quality has gone up. He's not just putting a million things on a show just for the sake of it. And there's been some decent build. Like just give them time to fully get it. Yes, they're bringing a lot of people back. They're giving a lot of people opportunities. People don't have to be on there every week, and they could do slow builds on a lot of things. And then someone comes back after missing 3 or 4 weeks because there's time in between this and the Royal Rumble. Boom, pop. He's back. It gives them time. And a lot of people, so just, let them play it out. He's been running it for 4 months or so. What? Give him a little bit of a break. And let's see how it all works out. Because we'll know how it all works out shortly. We just have to actually get to that point. But there's a lot of good stuff on the main roster going forward. I'm looking forward to it all. I'm sure all of you are. That gets us, as well as NXT. I thought the Roxanne and Indy match, was good. I did think there was, a slip here and there, but still a really good match. Made them both look good. She missed the first Pop Rocks and just clubbed her some more, and then went for it again, so it hit. So she corrected that mistake, because it looked like a mistake to me. Tell me I'm wrong. It looked like one. I didn't like the ending to Fallon and Kiana. I thought that was just stupid for a finish. Come on now. Really, really just hastily put together. Javier Bernal, pile of shit. Don't like it. Sorry. Grayson Waller and Chase U and all of it. Duke Hudson. Still hurts my head. We all know it's going to come to them separating. I just think it'd be really dumb for them to separate and explode and blow the whole thing up this fast. I think they can get a little bit more out of it. Just put them in there and then boom, it's exploding 10 minutes later. We've seen them do it before, but I still think it would be really, really too fast. I like the segment with Braun and Apollo. Again, Apollo just getting to have some character because he got called to the roster before he was ready and nothing is a good change of pace. I think they'll have a really good match because he's super athletic. He just, didn't have a character for years. And he did the whole royalty thing with the accent and all that. Now here he is now. And I think this is the most he's been able to sink his teeth into something because it's NXT. So he doesn't have to be there all the time. And I think that's really good. And that Vince screwed him. I've been saying that for forever. I didn't like Wagner and Malik. I just thought it was dumb. And who didn't see Zoe getting involved in attacking Nikkita? You know, we all knew it was coming before that. 6-woman tag match was gonna happen. It happened. She looked good till her knee gave out, but she's gonna win the last chance, match next week, the triple threat to get into the Iron Survivor Challenge. We all know it. And will she win it? Who knows? But her and Zoe going at it right now, I've got one of those feelings that they're physically not going to let her lose. So they can carry them out doing all of that. And the men's match looks really good as well for the Iron Survivor Challenge. So, with who they have in it already, I'm really intrigued to see what that is going forward. And hopefully also Tony D doesn't ever beat Wesley to become anything. But we'll see about that. Oh, and by the way, Gigi looked great, and Mackenzie looked great as well. Yeah, black's her color. She wasn't. I just don't like any of the fluorescent ridiculousness. So that was really good. Excited to see it. A lot of good things again going forward. We got to see Alundra Blaze, and it's amazing how the people. The Hall of Fame panel was 3/5 DX, but what do I know? And I'm really looking again at Apollo. Like that's whenever the Iron Survivor Challenge, it sounded good, but I want to see it, to believe it and see what it's all about. But Apollo again, just having a chance to have character at all, that's really good. And his ability, I think, is something, different to add to Braun Breaker's title reign. And we'll see how that goes. So again, who knows what they're going to do with it, but I've always said Apollo Crews got called up too early and he didn't get to develop any character, even really have any matches. And I think this is the best move for him, which gets us to AEW. And sadly, I couldn't even get it from their own website because the only thing they have up there is results from last week's shows. I mean, it's not like the show isn't starting in 8.5 hours, less than. But hey, why shouldn't I be able to see what's going to happen? We do get to finally hear from MJF for the first time as champion. That's going to be fantastic. Probably see Mox get involved somehow. See where it goes. The big swerve that they had with Regal turning on Mox, but I'm excited to see what MJF has to say. We know it's going to be must-see TV, and that's what gets the ratings there. He's going to have a ripper. He always does, and I'm looking forward to that. Bryan Danielson versus Dax Harwood. That's going to be fantastic. I mean, look at the match Dax has had singles-wise this year. I mean, he's been on fire, having great matches with top competition. So that is going to be a match to watch. I'm really excited about that. I'm sure it'll be somewhere around the beginning of the show, just because I don't see that being later. It'd be a great way to start, but it's going to be a hell of a match. Make sure you watch that. I'm telling you, that's going to steal the night. Death Triangle versus the Elite, match number 3 in the best of 7. We'll see how everything falls out there with hammers and how Death Triangle and all of them get along with one another, because you're seeing some cracks. And everything else that can happen. I'm sure we're going to see the Acclaimed and Wardlow, Jade Cargill celebrating her championship, getting her belt back after it was stolen by Nyla Rose. I believe Willow Nightingale and Anna JS are going to be competing against each other in a match. So we'll see what happens with all of that. That could do some interesting things, but I just think it's ridiculous that I go on their own website and the only thing they still have up on there is results from last week. That's kind of ridiculous on the day of a show, but try to get the best of everything in there. Again, AEW deserves, all of them deserve their due diligence and to be talked about, because they all do things well. Every company does things better than others, and every company sucks at things more than others. Just the way it is. So talk about them all and get them all going, which will get the wrestling business back where it needs to be, and on fire. There's improvement that needs to be made everywhere. No one can deny that ever, unless you're a psycho. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow along on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter at Wrestling Ski. Until next time, peace.